Hey guys, thanks for joining Glaze's Geezer Garage for part 2 of the hoop style auto rotisserie build. This, as I said before, this thing was very detailed and took 2.5 weeks, so we have part 2 here. Hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot for joining. All right, so here's my first trial run on this hoop style rotisserie for the Corvette. I don't have the UHMW wear strips in yet, but let's see how it runs. Let's take it for a spin. Nice. Works perfect, just like I thought it would work. Yes. What I'm doing here is just getting this hot rolled steel, the scale, I guess they call it, off. Welds a little better. Not 100% necessary, but it does weld better. Well, I have the two towers on, as I call them, tack welded, of course. Ran out of this material here, the 2" by 1/4. That's for my diagonals. See, I'm short there, so I need 4 of those. And I also need the pieces that are going to create my cross member that bolt in the ring down in here and go across and hook to the body. So I'm gonna need some more 3" by 1/4. I have a little bit here. But this is not enough. So I'm gonna estimate how much more I need and run down to the metal supply place. Now here this morning, I got this second base for the hoop style rotisserie welded up. What I'm doing now is I had pre-drilled all these holes while I could get this in the drill press for these wear strips. These are, again, I mentioned UHMW, you got 2 here. There's gonna be 2 here and 2 here in the center. So you can see the hoop then can rub against those instead of rubbing against the metal. Just a lot less friction. You notice I'm switching sides, stitch welding, do this side, then do the side in the opposite same place so that the plate won't warp, or should I say bend to one way. If you weld all one side, the plate will bend to that way. So I'm going to keep moving along here. Okay, I got the one hoop all welded up. I just got to put the feet and the casters on. I'm waiting on the casters to come in today. They're supposed to ship in today, but everything's welded up. I stitch welded. It's going to be plenty strong enough. You can see here, I have a stop pin every 90 degrees. Misjudged this hole a little bit, had to cut into my channel, but this is still plenty strong enough to hold that hoop. On the next one, I'm going to adjust that hole in a little bit and miss the web. But it was too late. I already had the tabs welded, so I'll live with this one, but I'm going to modify the other one back there. But yeah, it's coming along. All I have to do here is get my two cross members for my casters on there and get my casters mounted. So it's coming along real nice. All right, well, basically almost done with the hoop style rotisserie for the Corvette. I have it all welded up. These brackets are designed to attach to the rear mounts. These are designed to attach to the body mounts at the firewall. So yeah, all I have to do is get some casters on it, but I wanted to show you guys this. Going to shoot a video out on some of the details, but just let me show you real quick. So if you look at the base, like I said, there'll be casters on this base, but you can see here I have the pulley. I have UHMW wear strips so that the circular frame will roll there. There too, also have a pin stop. I have that at 90 degrees, each 90 degrees. And then you look at the metal work here, it's all 1/4-inch plate. Here you have an adjustable height to get the center of gravity. It also comes apart at 180 degrees for storage, and for sometimes you can utilize this if you're only going to turn the body 90-90. You really don't even need the top half. So anyway, I made this universal. This could work for a lot of cars. You just modify these brackets that attach to this cross member. So yeah, so nice setup. I can tell you it's a lot of work. It took me roughly about 2.5 weeks in my shop here doing all the fabrication and cutting here. If I were to design this and have it laser cut out, I could probably do it in 1/3 of the time, which I may consider doing that. The problem with selling these is that there's liability involved. You start selling this and people are hooking a several 100-pound card to it and something happens, then you're liable, and not sure at my age I want to get into that. So yeah, so anyway, let me get to work on putting the casters on. The way I decided to do the casters was to do a cross member. I have these scaffolding type casters. I only got 4. There's 4 more coming in Monday. Ordered this a little over 1-inch ID pipe, and so that you can remove the casters if you want. I'm going to do a hole saw, drill a hole here through both, drop the tube in there, and then weld this on. So let's get to work. I want to show everybody a little trick I learned. When you're trying to drill in the center of a round tube, you take a small straight edge like this, you place it here, and when you pull down on the drill press, if it's level, it's in the middle. You can see it's tilted just a little bit. So what you do is you just bump one way or the other what's needed. In this case, I'm going to bump it just a little bit this way. Doesn't take much. A little bit more. You see that went too much. You can see now it went the other way. So I'm just giving you an example. So if I bump it back, that is right level. So now you're in the center of the round rod tube, I should say. So then you just go for it. I usually get a little dimple started and then lube it and we go from there. So what I do when I'm trying to do a hole saw in a square tube like this is I drill the same pilot hole as the drill on the hole saw all the way through. So that gives me a good target to go all the way through straight. And then I lubricate the heck out of the hole saw so I don't burn it up. So let's watch this. I put it up against the mast there because it has a lot of force. So I get the drill down through the pilot hole, lube around there. I keep lubricating as I go. The problem with hole saws is the plug gets caught in the hole saw. You can't leave it in there when you drill the next one, of course, especially with metal. Sometimes wood you can get by, but it takes a few little pops and that comes out of there. Then you just go right back in the same hole. Get it started in the bottom pilot. And what I do with this tube to get it cleaned out, because you don't want all that debris in there, I stuff a rag right there. Kind of like cleaning a gun, a rifle cleaner. Just take a tube down through there like that, push it in there. Sometimes you gotta force it. Once you get it in there like this, you just push that down through there. Like that. And voila, it's clean. So I'll clean these holes up a little bit, deburr them. A little bit of burring on them. And we'll be ready to weld the round tubes in for the casters. I wanted to show you guys how I welded the base, the feet I should say on the base. It's just a piece of 20-inch, inch and a half by inch and a half tubing. And as you saw earlier in the video, I hole sawed, then I cut the tubing that's sized for the casters I'm using, drilled a hole for the quick pin, and welded them in. And the end result looks like this. Of course, this is not a quick pin. This is just a 3/8 bolt to temporarily pin it while I order the quick pins. But you can see how it turned out. Very nice. I'm happy with that. You can see there. Looks really good. What we're doing this week, we're going to lift this 63 split window body off the roaster shop chassis. We're going to get the body on the hoop style rotisserie, and we're going to put the chassis on some dollies to stick it over another area temporarily, and then bring the chassis back and finish the work on that and get it powder coated. I'm all jigged up here. I'm ready to lift this body off. I have it on bolted, so let's go after it. What you have to be careful of on these is the two back mounts. If you don't have it just centered, they can catch onto the rear quarter. So that's why I went to the back and kind of shifted the car a little bit. Okay, I actually decided to just roll the chassis out here. It's a little wet out here today. It's not really raining, but it's kind of misty. Not that cold, snow's all melting, but I put a nice waterproof tarp down, put plastic over it because this is all bare metal on this chassis, as you can see. So anyway, just protecting that and till I get this body on the rotisserie. Okay, I have the hose drilled. The uprights bolted to the cross section. Basically, you're just going to take the straps off and see how this thing turns, see how secure it is. Well, folks, I got it mounted on the rotisserie. Let's give it a whirl, so to speak. See how it goes. We'll go this direction, and then we'll come back. I got the hood latched down so it doesn't come open. Not too bad. It's centered pretty good. A little off center, but not bad. Yeah, it's a little off kilter, but not enough probably to change it. I probably could go up one notch. But yeah, see here, I can get to the top pretty easy. Yeah, I like it. And if I come back around, roll it pretty easy. Now I can get to the bottom. Yeah, I really like it. Like I said, it could go up a little bit, but you can see there it's not moving. So yeah, I like it. Just looks pretty nice. You can see there it's a little bottom heavy, but I like this height to work on the bodywork. So I think I'm going to leave it where it's at. I could come up another 1.5 inches, roughly, but I think I'm going to leave it where it's at. Hey, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the hoop style auto rotisserie build. If you didn't watch part 1, just click right here, you can watch that. Hey, we really appreciate you guys joining. The exciting part is I'm going to get this body off this chassis. I have a couple little things to do with the chassis, some welding and stuff, get that thing out to get it powder coated, or I may paint it myself, decides what color I decide to go with. But I hope you enjoyed this build on this hoop style rotisserie. Thanks for joining Glaze's Geezer Garage. We appreciate you guys. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. This really helps our channel out. Thanks again, guys.